Hello everyone, and welcome to another royal reading. And I have the Shadowlands Tarot on the deck. It's my Shadow Aspect Tarot deck. When you're looking at bad behavior, things that people suppress and that come out, are projected and cause trouble, because that's what your shadow does. Your shadow causes trouble until you integrate it. So I'm going to be looking now at the sugars and how the sugars are feeling. Are they turning a bit sour on Meghan Markle? I haven't read on them for ages. And allegedly, according to people who dare to go into the places where the squad operates, numbers are falling. Comments in support of Meghan are allegedly falling in places where you would expect normally to find tons of pro-Meghan comments. And I'm not talking now about comments that may be bought and paid for, bots, allegedly. I'm talking about real humans who are actual sugars. How are they feeling right now about Meghan? She's made some faux pas recently in her, particularly in the Cut interview, and her claim about the Nelson Mandela release from jail and her wedding being on a par with that. Everybody's come out now and denied it. Nobody can prove it. The Archie fire, all of that nonsense in the Serena Williams interview. She's had some bad moments just very recently. And I'm doing this reading early September, and so I'm going to use the Shadowlands Tarot, and I'm going to see how the sugars are feeling about Meghan, how they're feeling about all this backlash and this exposing of lies. And then I'm going to look, interesting question, hidden energy is, how mentally well are they in their own selves? And I'm not a psychologist, I'm not diagnosing, I'm just looking. And of course, this is a tarot reading for entertainment purposes, or just my opinion. And oops, things fall apart with the tarot deck, perhaps with the sugars too. And it's telling me to shuffle again. It does sometimes do this. It tells me to shuffle again, so I will. And apologies for this, it does happen. And then the outcome of the seeming falling off of support for the relationship between the sugars and Meghan. Her flying monkeys, in my opinion. And interesting to me in particular, because as you know, I am South African. Lots of the sugars seemingly are South African. One more shuffle. And it could be that it's rather tricky for them right now to justify their rabid, in my opinion, support for Meghan Markle, given the fact that people like Mandela have come out and criticised her, well, very tactfully and discreetly, said, nah, she's talking a load of you know what. So let's see, 5 cards, Shadowlands Tarot. How are the sugars doing as their idol, their queen, finds herself in a spot of bother? And oh dear, we have the Justice card in reverse. This interesting card. It's being out of balance, out of sorts, out of equilibrium. It also is about legal matters. Of course, the Justice card, not really legal matters involved here, more about feeling that things are unfair. When the Justice card is in reverse, this is not fair. People criticizing our queen, Kween. How dare they? So that major arcana, so they are upset. They are out of balance themselves, or let's say, in my opinion, unhinged, but also feeling that this is terribly, terribly unfair. That's the underlying energy. So we'll look at it more closely now. The situation, a descriptor for the situation that we are in. Oh, heartache and betrayal, the 3 of Swords. They are very, very upset right now. 3 of Swords, I think extra upset is the way I'm going to read that card in the reverse position today. Extra upset, hurt, disappointed, broken-hearted. As I say, feeling betrayed. I wouldn't say feeling betrayed by Meghan, but maybe that energy is coming through of their idol has disappointed them. Because when you get the 3 of Swords, normally somebody you loved has betrayed you and disappointed you and gone off with someone else or done something terrible that is very hard to forgive. It's one of the most difficult cards in the tarot deck, the Three of Swords. It's painful. It's painful disappointment and betrayal. And so I do get the feeling that even though there is a sense of indignation and injustice and it's not fair, possibly they are feeling betrayed by her, by the wife herself. So let's see. How do they feel about Meghan Markle right now? According to the cards, Four of Wands. Oof. This is a broken home card, the Four of Wands in reverse. This could bode not bode well at all for Meghan Markle. Four of Wands, upright, celebration, happy home, stability, a foundation. In the reverse, a broken home, literally a separation, can be in a marriage, a breakup of a marriage, breakup of a partnership, a relationship of some kind. We have got two broken relationship cards now. Sugars are hurt. They are possibly confused, a bit like, you know, an ant's nest. When it's disturbed and they all rush about and they don't know what's going on. And it's that feeling, I get that feeling as if somebody has kicked over an ant's nest and they're all rushing about now, directionless, because their leader has fallen. These are not major arcana, this is major arcana. These are not, but the feeling that I'm getting in my heart chakra as I'm reading these cards is major anxiety, actually, more than anything else. So how do they feel about all the lies being exposed and all of that, specifically, recently, allegedly? How do they feel? Three of Pentacles. They think it's about deals, it's about money, that people are selling out. And it's interesting, it's right next to the Justice card in reverse. I think that they think that it's almost a conspiracy. People are in cahoots, trying to upstage her and undermine her, Meghan Markle, trying to make her look bad for money. You know, Tom Bauer and the rest of them, although he's had nothing to do with the recent debacle. But I think that they think that this is what is going on. Perhaps also her team around her is somewhat culpable. Because the Three of Pentacles is always about your team, people who are in your camp, on your side, who's supposed to be looking after you and working with you and what's going on. Work a bit harder. We talked about ants' nest. Well, I did. Three of Pentacles, ants working together to make things happen. And come on now, everyone, shape up and sort this mess out. We can't quite believe it yet. We're hurt, we're confused, we feel betrayed. The thing that we thought was so stable and so secure was going to last forever and endure forever. No, but throw some money at it, get Sunshine Sacks involved, sort it out, fix it, because it's just unfair. That's the narrative that is coming through for them. So far, confused more than a revelation of, oh no, she's not all we thought she was. Let's see hidden energy, their own state of mind, their own mental health, well-being condition. And again, I am not diagnosing, I am doing a tarot reading for entertainment purposes, but how are they doing mentally? And we get the Knight of Wands in reverse. And the Knight of Wands is that fiery energy, that fighting energy that they come out with, PR, feisty, very quick to swarm around someone and take them down. But the card is in the reverse, losing enthusiasm for the fight, cooling off. It's not a crazy card, but it is a card that is losing momentum. The fire is cooling down. The inner fire is cooling down. Also, that's my first read of this card. Also, angry. It's a very angry card. It's not the primary energy that I'm getting, but it just in general, Meghan seems to attract very angry people to her. People with grudges, people with vendettas. This is my opinion. And this is from the nature of some of these people in the comments that I have seen. As I said, I don't go and seek them out, but when they do cross my path, they do come across as very, very angry in a kind of irrational way. But I think that ardor is cooling and that rage is cooling because confused and hurt at the moment, and world possibly falling apart just a little bit. Outcome for the relationship between the Sugars and Meghan. Sugar's point of view, what is going to happen? And it's not going to go well, that's for sure. Four of Swords is in upright, is healing, retreating to lick wounds, and take time out and reflect and think about things, and how did you get defeated and how did you get it so wrong. We've progressed from 3 to 4 here, just by the way, as the outcome card. We've gone from current situation of heartache to a climax, or the ultimate, the outcome situation of this reading. 4 of Swords, but in reverse. So not healing, not able to recover. So whatever loss has gone on here, that the cards are showing, they're not going to be able to get over. It's going to affect them. It's going to cause them anxiety, worry. When the 4 of Swords is in reverse, you're defeated, and you can't come to terms with it. You can't make your peace with it. You can't recover from it. You can't heal from it. It doesn't bode well for their state of mental health at all. The fact that the 4 of Swords is in reverse. And it is also the card of ruined reputation, the 4 of Swords. It's about reputational harm, and when it is in reverse, irrevocable harm. So they see this. 2 3s and 2 4s in this reading, and the 4s are in reverse. Something that was stable for them, something that they could believe in, is crumbling, it's eroding, and they are having difficulty adjusting to it. And the dog is shouting outside his approbation of this sentiment that I'm expressing, opinion that I'm expressing, that it is going to be difficult for them to recover and regroup and to figure this one out and come to terms with it. And maybe their idol's reputation is ruined in their eyes, finally. Very interesting. It's a work in progress, this, and I see that in the readings I'm doing at the moment. I did a reading a few days ago where I saw it was like a pause moment on public opinion on Meghan Markle and her lies being exposed, and definitely that having a second look at her and having a rethink. And today I personally got messages from people who I had no idea had any interest in the Harkles and the saga, sending me things that they'd found on YouTube. And pretty weird. People who didn't know what I do in my private time here at the tarot table. People who have no idea about that. Quite sort of remote people in my life. Colleagues, those kinds of people. The story is growing. The energy is turning, and it's getting worse and worse for Meghan and for her supporters, and they know it. They know it. So that's the reading on the Sugars, and that's it for now. Thanks for watching. I will see you again tomorrow.